What is up, fellow sickos? I am Dan Favale coming at you to wish you, before our bonus episode, a very happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. And just wanted to say, since it's the time of year where we give extra special thanks, as always, we do appreciate your support. You sickos are all awesome in our Discord, on Apple, on Spotify, and YouTube, the whole nine. We love you all, and thank you for all your support, commenters, people who like the video to help the algo love us back. We recognize that you have helped us continue to grow the community, and we love you for that. Very quickly, before we get into the episode, we are going to be running a special at our merch store, 20% off of everything. Doesn't matter how much your order is. Use promo code Sicko Mode, SICKOMODE, no spaces. I will also throw the QR code up on screen if you're watching on YouTube and you kind of want to scan it and do it that way. That's the best way to support the show at this point. And so if you can do that, we have a lot of cool designs, including this one. I really do like the Sicko Mode one. This is actually probably the one that we've sold the least of so far, bizarrely, I guess because I like it so much. But 20% off, promo code Sicko Mode. And finally, let's get to this episode. So yes, it's Thanksgiving. You'll have some time before we release our our Saturday mega episode to consume it. But just in case you want a break from the family, or maybe you're doing some errands before people show up, we have a bonus mini episode in which I asked Grant, and I also forget because we compiled this a little while ago, which NBA player has the better ball handler rating in 2K25. It leads to some fascinating discourse and what we think is some egregious picks. So we had fun with it. We hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you enjoy it in the comment section. Let us know what's the biggest discrepancy in the ratings in the comments as well. If you could pick a single duo that we're about to go through here and say, no, it shouldn't be like that, which one would it be? And let's appreciate Grant for always rolling with these punches, because I wouldn't say he was embarrassed. I think he did a solid job, if I'm remembering properly, but he's always up for this, so we appreciate him as well. Shout out Grant Hughes. That's all for me, though. Let's get to this bonus episode where we're going to ask Grant which of the two NBA players has the better ball handler rating in NBA 2K. Based off past experiences when we've done overall ratings, how are you feeling about this exercise heading in?
I feel like, whatever complaints I have are really more about the test administrator than the test itself, because you always pick guys that are so close to each other that it's hard to, which is, it's good content. You're making it difficult. I just struggle when it's like, this guy's an 84 and this guy's an 83 and I flip a coin basically. So, I'm ready, but I'm prepared to be wrong a fair amount.
I'm excited. Let's get into it. Grant, who has the better NBA 2K25 ball handling rating, Steph Curry or Ja Morant?
Starting with a tough one. I'm going to go Ja, just because he still does stuff as a ball handler I've never seen anyone else do. I hope 2K recognizes that.
Here's the thing. They do not.
You did it right away. Just the ones. Great. I see.
There's the buzzer. You're wrong. That's really a buzzer. That's a double. That won't happen again. That's rough stuff for you, Grant.
Tough start.
It's close enough. Do you have any issues with it, though?
No, not really. I think, I think it's wrong, but I'm not going to sit here and speak ill of Steph Curry in any way. So
our next combination, Grant, and should see how you feel about this one. We have Luka Doncic versus Trae Young.
All right. So on handle alone, I think it's probably Trae. And if I'm wrong, then I'm going to have to start reevaluating what ball handling encompasses.
The answer is Trae Young, 96-95. That was a close one, though. Are you surprised that Luka was... I know he has like manipulation over the game, but when you think like super duper ball handling, is that necessarily someone that springs to mind?
Yeah, not really. Because I think more just along the lines of like, I don't know, how much cool stuff can he do dribbling? Whereas for Luka, it's just like, well, he gets his body to the spot he wants it to be in. And like, it's not like he's doing a bunch of crazy tricks or has it on a string like some guys. So I feel good about that, but that was still too close for comfort.
Next up, who's the better ball handler in NBA 2K25, Grant? Jalen Brunson or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
All right, so this isn't about how good you are pivoting in the mid post. Well, I acknowledge Jalen Brunson has a great handle. I think Shai, just like the off time stuff, the just total unpredictability of his dribble package, like it's got to be him.
The answer is Jalen Brunson, 95-94. That's rough stuff for you, man.
That's a credit to Jalen Brunson. Now I'm back to not knowing what ball handling includes.
I do feel like it probably should have been Shai, but neither here nor there. Devin Booker or Damian Lillard?
That's fascinating. I don't think of either of these guys as like the short list of elite ball handlers. Very good, obviously. I'm going to go Dame just because we have seen so far the 2K seems to be favoring the smaller guys. The point guards are getting a little bit of an advantage.
Are you on to something here, Grant? You are. You got it right. Dame at 95 to 93. Nicely done, Mr. Hughes. That was a tough one, but I think Dame is the right answer there.
Yeah.
Next up is Tyrese Haliburton versus James Harden.
So I'm going to go Harden, even like, because when I think of Haliburton, I think of his, well, back when Tyrese Haliburton used to be good, I thought of his offensive, like his ball handling as more just like his vision and like he could just vary the cadence of how he's moving around the floor. Harden is just like, we're not that far removed and he can still do a little bit of it to where he's just able to get to whatever spot he wants with the dribble. That feels a little different than Haliburton. So I'll go Harden.
Before we reveal, I just want to point out that you said back when Tyrese Haliburton used to be good.
You've watched him this year, right? He's not the same.
I haven't seen a single second of NBA action this season.
Sorry, I forgot.
Take your word for it. The answer actually is James Harden. Not that it wasn't close, but we got to give you your correct ding. Sorry, I'm only getting you on the wrongs, not the rights.
Tough.
This is rough stuff for Tyrese Haliburton. Like James Harden's 80 years old, so to lose to him is kind of rough. Next up, Grant, Kevin Durant or Donovan Mitchell?
All right. I'll be wrong now since I'm about to say this, but this is the most confident I've been. KD's handle is actually not great. Like it's a high dribble. He turns it over a fair amount. It's impressive for his size, obviously, but Donovan Mitchell, I think he's got a little more zip in the ball handling bag. So I'm going to go with Mitchell.
Judges, was it Grant correct? He was wrong. Kevin Durant, 92 to 90. That shocked me when I was putting this together. And I put it together a while ago. So even I'm kind of a little surprised by these because I've already forgotten the answers. But this is the most egregious one we've had by far.
That's pretty suspect, right? I mean, like, I guess Durant being able to get to that pull up, that is a ball handling move, but it's also he's 7 feet tall. So I don't know. I never, this is
relative to size. Like KD has a good handle
maybe
for someone who is a 7'1" claiming to be 6'6" or whatever. Like, is that the bucket that he's in?
This also kind of goes against the trend I thought I'd hit on with the smaller guys going to have the better ball handling. So now we're back just adrift. I don't know where to go.
Let's see if you can get on track here. We have Rob Dillingham, a rookie, or Jason Tatum.
Now this. I don't know. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was gonna say it. I always say it a lot. This feels like bait.
That's bait.
I'm going to say Jason Tatum, and then we can just rip this apart if it's Rob Dillingham.
Is it Rob Dillingham? The answer is Rob Dillingham. Grant was wrong.
Based on what?
Not even close.
What are they judging this on? You can't use Kentucky. I guess you got to give the rookie something. But man, all right,
Grant,
cool.
Smaller players.
Back to the smaller player. Yeah, the trend reemerges.
Next grouping, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Anthony Edwards. I can see it in your eyes. This is troubling you. You're welcome.
It feels too easy. Oh, you just, yes, guess what? I'm choosing Giannis. In fairness, you just put the numbers up. I would have picked Ant. I just can't understand how Giannis is viewed as having a good handle or a better handle than Ant.
87 to 80. Yeah, that's, man.
Now I'm starting to think there's like a ball security aspect to it where it's like, it's not just about, can you get where you need to get? Like, how cool does your handle look? Because Edwards just, I don't know, has more, but I guess Edwards is a little looser with it. Maybe that's part of it.
Giannis is just for the most part, he has some counters now. So I don't mean to disrespect Giannis, but this just feels like the wrong answer.
Yeah, that's wild.
Next two up, Grant. LeBron James or D'Angelo Russell?
All right. Well, this feels like a mistake again. I'm going to go with the smaller player, the guy who is an actual point guard as opposed to like a very large player who plays point guard. I don't think of LeBron as having a spectacular handle. D'Lo, I don't really either, but I would just give it to the true guard. So I'm going to go D'Lo.
You're one of those Bill Russell's better than LeBron people, aren't you? The answer is D'Angelo Russell. Nice job, Mr. Hughes.
Thanks. Back on the board.
Our next two up. I'm curious to see if you're going to get this combination. We have DeMar DeRozan versus Jaylen Brown.
Okay, well, is Jaylen Brown split into left and right hand is my first question. That's a little bit outdated, right? Because he can do a little more going left. There was a minute there where it was a turnover if he went
This
left.
isn't 2 years ago necessarily, but it's still
not quite the same. I think I have to go DeRozan by default, just because like for most of his career, the knock on Jaylen Brown was his handle was real shaky, especially going left.
Survey says Jaylen Brown 86 to 83. I do not buy this one. This is another egregious one to me.
Okay, new theory. You know how like if you're trying to create a player and like get their overall rating higher. So you just like bump up this category and this one a little bit and this one here. I feel like 2K realized it had to have Jaylen Brown with a much higher overall rating than DeRozan and just like, oh, we'll toss him 3 points in ball handling. Who's going to notice? We are, apparently.
I just feel like you're giving maybe the developers way too much credit about the thought that they put into how is that the answer?
I don't know.
Where are you going to land on this one though? Steph Curry versus Kyrie Irving.
So I am kind of on board with people that say Kyrie's got the best handle of all time. So I have to choose Kyrie, and I'm going to be real annoyed if even if it's Steph, if Steph has a higher number.
Wow, I hope he's listening to this because we know he's a subscriber. Grant, you were correct. Nice job. Kyrie actually has the highest rated handle in NBA 2K25.
Good.
99 to 97.
That is fair. I have no issue with him getting a 99 there.
I think that's probably right too. Although I feel like Steph's handle is almost underrated in the sense that everyone defaults to Kyrie. I think it's probably at least a conversation.
Sure. Yeah.
Nikola Jokic or Bam Adebayo? This is your shit.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, this is really again challenging. Like, what is ball handling? Because Jokic isn't like yo-yoing the ball and crossing over and doing sham gods and all this other stuff, but like, man, he gets where he wants to be every time. Obviously Bam is a super skilled big guy. I'm just going to go Jokic and hope that, again, giving the developers credit, their definition of what constitutes ball handling is a little broader.
This is fun because even I don't remember the answer, but I feel like if it's not Nikola Jokic, it's blasphemous. 76 to 69. Nice job, Bam, but not even close to Jokic. That's 76 low. Yeah.
For both, really. The 69 is low for Bam. I feel like this should be like I don't know what I would give Jokic. Like, give him 104. Can we do that? Just to...
Well, if it's relative to position, it's different, but overall, 76 even still feels low.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid or Domantas Sabonis, excuse me. Some people get mad when we call him Domas.
That's what the broadcast calls him all the time. I mean, noted ball handlers here for sure. Let's see. If dribble handoffs count, this is going to be a wash because they're both really good or have been really good at those. I'm just going to go Embiid because Sabonis, I think like it's not a comfortable experience when he's pushing it in transition. I don't see a lot of shake, although he is good with the ball. I just don't think of him as a dribbler.
Embiid seems like he has more of a face-up fluidity
for sure.
The way that he's going to play with his handle. And the answer is Domantas Sabonis. 60. This is a lot of fun because I put this together like a week ago and I already just forgot the answers. I would have guessed Embiid too. I thought that was the right answer.
I mean, those are both real low. All right, now we're talking.
I will say Embiid's handle, if you think that he's like a really good ball handler, then we need to have a different discussion.
Kind of like Jaylen Brown. It's like Embiid is like very turnover prone. That had a lot to do with like passing out of double teams, but he'll kick it away, once or twice a game.
Now, a little backstory here for anyone who's not a regular listener to the episode. And if you're not, hey, what's up? Subscribe to us. Nice to meet you. This is basically Grant Sophie's choice. Jalen Williams or Brandon Pajemski? Who has the better ball handling rating in 2K?
I mean, so Pajemski is the truer guard, I guess. Both played point guard in college. Although that's a much bigger selling point for someone who's Williams size than it is for Pods. I don't know. I think Pajemski gets where he wants to go. The problem with him is he can't score when he gets there. I think I'm going to go J-Dub just because I think Pajemski is just not viewed as like, oh, he's got all this shake. Whereas Williams, I feel like is just a more established scorer, shot creator, gets to the basket, that kind of thing. So I'm going to assume ball handling is going to help him there.
I'm not going to give my input because I do remember the answer to this one. Survey says the answer is Jalen Williams. That's not even close. 86 to 80. That's the right answer.
Tough one for Pajemski there.
Our next two, Mr. Hughes, Paolo Banchero or Franz Wagner?
All right. So I love Franz's leap this year. We were both, I won't lump you in, but I did not think he had a jump like this. I was concerned about the shooting. Franz is just like the slowdown, the like wrong footed floaters, like that kind of stuff. Some of that's created by ball handling. Paolo though is just like, it really is like guard like the way he gets to spots and can just shake guys for pull up. So I'm going to go Paolo, but I think they both should be pretty high.
The answer is Franz Wagner, and it's not even close. I probably would have picked Paolo too. I know Franz has more of the wing handle, but there's like a balletic, brutal force to the way that Paolo Banchero handles the ball.
I feel too like Paolo has the ball on a string kind of feel a little more. And maybe that's just him like getting into his bag for face up stuff. Yeah, I think that's too big of a gap. I would have liked to see both of them up in the mid 80s.
I do, right. And I think that like in a vacuum, it feels like Paolo's rating is too low. Grant, Anthony Davis or Karl-Anthony Towns? Who is the better ball handler rating in NBA 2K?
I just think of Cat as like a total straight line drive guy if he's putting it on the floor. Maybe a behind the back in there. I'm gonna go AD just because he's more fluid. Like he was a good, remember when a huge part of his prospect profile a million years ago was that he was a guard that grew. Like that's what he's one of those guys. So I'll go AD. He's just a little smoother, a little better laterally. Cat's just like a head down go guy.
Is Grant Hughes correct survey? He is 75 to 65. So everything you said there, pretty spot on. Nice deduction there,
Yeah,
Sherlock.
We got there. Oh boy.
Chet Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama? Who has the better ball handler rating in NBA 2K?
I think they're going to give this to Wemby because at least last year, Chet started out where like he would just spin into trouble and felt like he was kind of loose with it. Wemby's got the KD issue of the high dribble, and it's just like you can only be so good. But as we're learning, Victor Wembanyama is a shooting guard that happens to be 7'5". So I think that's going to be reflected here. I'll go Wemby has the higher ball handling.
You are correct. 70 to 65. Do you think that this is correct?
It's so hard to judge these guys. I will say Chet has improved a lot. He's obviously hurt now, but I think early this year and towards the end of last year, he got a lot better. I guess you really can't give guys this tall like crazy ball handling ratings because the distance between their hand and the floor is huge, and it's hard to be good dribbling when there's that much space.
I wonder if Wemby gets bonus points for working within worse spacing than Chet would. Grant, better ball handler in NBA 2K, Pascal Siakam or Zion Williamson?
All right, so the spin move, it's not really a dribble move, but that's Siakam's bread and butter. They're both dangerous in transition. Zion still is just kind of quick burst go. I don't know if there's a bunch of... I'm going to go Siakam, and I don't feel great about it.
I don't know the answer here. This is another one I forgot. It better be Pascal Siakam. 79-78. That's forget
close.
about the actual ratings. That's close. That's closer than I would have guessed. I would have thought that he had him by a few notches. Our next combo, Mr. Hughes. Jalen Green or Jordan Poole?
That's fun. I mean, Jordan Poole, he's creative. We'll give him that. He's a
psychopath.
He tries some weird stuff. Jordan Poole is in the Morant category of, although you remember like the crackdown on carrying, like last year or 2 years ago, where Jordan Poole was just public enemy #1 of officials because he would just egregiously carry the ball, and when they started calling that, it really hurt him. Jalen Green is kind of similar, but he's more of he's kind of straight liney too. Although he's improved. I'm gonna go Poole just because I've seen Poole do some truly wild ball handling stuff.
The answer has to be like you got to factor in the circusry of everything, and the answer has to be Jordan Poole here, and it is Jordan Poole, 89 to 86. Those are, I don't want to say they were generous ratings, but Jordan Poole is a 90. Does that feel about right?
That's pretty high for Jalen Green is what was jumping out to me.
I would agree. Mikal Bridges or Draymond Green?
I mean, Draymond is like a more functional passing hub than Bridges.
Now, I don't want to put the pressure on you, but this is your last one. So if you get it wrong, that's what everybody is going to remember.
Right. Man, I do not think of Bridges as a ball handler. He is like a truer wing, though, and he had that Brooklyn stretch where he is facilitating. Green's always been a good facilitator. I don't know, but neither of these guys are true. I'm going to go Draymond just because maybe Bridges will not be viewed through the Brooklyn prism.
I like a lot of your logic, but you're just it's bad.
It's great.
So 82 to 76. Like that's a really big jump here. So Mikal I think that's probably a little too high for him, but maybe it's because a lot of Draymond stuff is straight line or making the quick passes after that burst, like in transition as well. So I didn't know how to feel about this, which is why I included it.
That's a good one.
You want to take us out of here? That was fun.
Everybody, put your scores on the YouTube comments and see how you did. See who stumped us the worst. Was it Kevin Durant having such a good handle was surprising. Thanks for listening.
Donovan Mitchell, I think, was.
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
that's one I'll lose sleep over now. That looks like
use the comments to set up a petition to send to 2K to get these sorted out. As always, rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen, wherever you watch, comment in YouTube. Join our Discord. Links for that in YouTube podcast description. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. Shouts Frank Ntilikina. Apologies, Jared Allen.